Did you talk to her afterwards?
I've talked to her afterwards, and I bought her a beer. No, I have talked to her, and we've exchanged emails, and I'm gonna give her a little token of my appreciation.
That's very nice.
CO2 canister. No, I will do, and I sincerely am really, really grateful, and to me that just epitomizes everything that is great about our sport, and I hope that one day I'm in a position to do the same for someone else that might need it.
So when something like that happens and you've lost 10 and a half, 11 minutes, and you had a 6-minute lead, so now you're coming from behind, the tendency is to panic a little bit and maybe go too hard to try to catch people fast. What type of conversations were you having with yourself as you were riding back up through the field to try to get back to the lead?
Yeah, I didn't really panic all that much. All I kept thinking was, I'm thirsty. Why didn't you drink while you're on the side of the road? And I couldn't take my hands off the tri bars because it was too windy coming down. I just pushed as only I know how to. Right. So I knew I had to go hard to catch the other girls, but I was also conscious of not overexerting myself. So I rode strongly. I think I'm normally quite a nervous person when it comes to descending fast, especially when we've got a lot of side winds, which there were last Saturday. It was very, very gusty, and normally I'm very nervous. And I think the advantage of coming from behind was that all that nervousness disappeared. It's amazing what you can do when you're in a race situation, and I really didn't feel nervous. I gained a lot of time on that descent, which is great for me because ordinarily I wouldn't. And I think I just tried to stay calm, stay confident, and have faith in myself, but ultimately just to believe that it's really not over till it's over. I also remembered the times that I've had punctures and come back to win. I remember Bella, my teammate, she flatted in South Africa and came back to win that race. So it really does show you that you're going to have highs and you're definitely going to have lows, and that you really can't give up. And I would never give up, and I wouldn't give up even if it had taken me 30 minutes to repair that puncture. I would have been back on the bike and would have been fighting for, I don't know, 20th or something, but I would have got my ass back on the bike.
Good girl. So you get off the bike and you've got a lead back, a substantial lead. You went by. Were the girls sort of surprised when they saw you come back at them?
Yeah, I think Belinda had a feeling of deja vu. Belinda was in the lead, and I said exactly the same thing to her. I said, "Come with me," and she said, "I can't." I thought, oh no. And that was on an incline, and I'm stronger on the hills, so I just really ground it up those hills and felt very strong coming into the last 40K. And
then you get off and break the course record in the marathon and run 2:57.
I mean, I'm not that obsessed with times and statistics, but I'm so incredibly proud to have my name in the history books, and more so than I thought I would be, to be honest. Laurie Bowden is an amazing athlete, incredibly talented, and to have my name replace hers with the fastest Kona run split is something that I am really, really proud of, and that I don't take lightly.
When you look at your 9:06 and with the course record being 8:55, if you didn't have the flat, there was a good chance you might have gone under that, and that was a tough day.
Yeah, but you can't
do
ever say, what if I hadn't had the flat, then something else might have happened along the road, or maybe having the flat gave me a bit of respite and I could come back on the bike stronger. So I always look at things like that. But saying that, it does give me confidence. I know I can go faster. So, maybe, not next year, but, that's something that I can work towards. So, yeah, I do take confidence in the fact that, that target might be within my reach.
Last year, I don't think your parents were in Kona, were they?
No, they were in Sicily.
But this
which hasn't got an Ironman.
No, but this time they were over
This time they were there, and that's something that it gave me a huge boost. And I had a big support crew there. A lot of my friends came out from the UK, some family that live in Texas. Of course, my manager Ben was there, and I just had a great support network that I didn't have last year, and it made my job as an athlete a hell of a lot easier. But I just really enjoyed the fact that they could see me race, and that they enjoyed the race and got to experience the whole, the atmosphere of what is one of the best races in the world. It was just phenomenal, and to be able to share it with them was, really a dream come true. And I think that's why the victory this year, I mean, nothing can take away from my very first victory, of course not, but to be able to share it with the people that I love and that have supported me really does mean a hell of a lot.
And I think I saw them dancing at the finish line at midnight.
They take after me. Their endurance is phenomenal. They're great. Yeah, no, they were great, and they're super excited. They're becoming tri-geeks, and they love it all. And I'm just really happy to be able to share this experience with them.
For you, when you won this thing last year, how did this change your life? I mean, like you said, you didn't know that much about the Ironman. You come over, there's helicopters overhead and all of that, but sometimes you feel when you leave that little island that does anybody really notice what happens? But it's the outreach that you get from an event like that can be pretty amazing.
Yeah, you can, and it's a huge opportunity if the winner, male and female, wants to seize it. You can do as much or as little as you like as world champion, and I'm determined to do as much as I possibly can. It's changed my life immeasurably, and in so many wonderful ways, but not necessarily on a big macro scale. More on a personal level. I've just found that I've really been able to touch individuals in a way that I never thought would be possible 5 years ago. To be able to inspire and motivate people, to make people believe that they can do something that they might not have thought that they could do. I also have an opportunity to put Great Britain on the map in terms of sport, particularly in terms of triathlon, and promote triathlon in the UK. And that's something that needs doing, because at the moment it just doesn't get the coverage that it deserves. I mean, it has the participation, but still the media needs to stand up and take notice, and that's a responsibility that I think I have, and something that I really intend to do when I get back home. But I'm super excited that the TV in the UK is getting behind triathlon. They want to make a program about Ironman involving celebrities and things like that. So that's quite exciting, and hopefully I can play my part in raising the profile of the sport, women in sport, especially. It's also an opportunity to combine my passions, development and sport, both on that personal level, but also even just to raise awareness about causes that I think are important. Whether it be the charity in Nepal that I support, whether it be breast cancer, the charity that my glasses were made to support, and things like that. And I have a huge opportunity, and I'm not going to waste it. And I'm so glad that I've got another year to spend doing the things that I love to do, because I do love it. I really, really do. And I feel very passionate about the sport, about the joy that it brings to people. And I just want to play a part in making it even bigger and better.
Awesome. We chatted one time, and we were talking about, I think it was one of your first national races in England, and you got your wetsuit on. I think it was it the first race your folks saw you race in? And this is actually for our folks who think, oh gosh, she's world champion, she's the best in the world, but this can happen to just about anybody. What happened in that race?